ladies and gentlemen, welcome to ABS News Talk with yours truly, Chris Anu, coming to you as usual from the great state of Texas, precisely Houston, Texas. And yes, we keep on asking, we want to know who owns the land. If Africa must rule Africa, Ambazonia must rule Ambazonia. And we are seeing that, we have been seeing it for 7 years. But the past few days made a rubbish of what French Cameroon calls return to normalcy. We're going to be talking about that extensively. We also will be talking about the an exclusive story that somebody put out there about Archbishop Nkei's quest for power and control in the Archdiocese of Bamenda, they call it. We also will be talking about the arrests and charges against former comrade in arms, Eric Tato. Please do not touch your remote. This is going to be powerful, inspiring, and educative. Don't go away. I will be coming right back again. I will be right back. Make sure that you go ahead, hit your share button. Please hit your share button. Let's get this platform populated within the next 5 minutes. At least 500 people within the next 5 minutes. Hit your share button if you are just joining. And thanks once more for tuning in.
Sign up today for your free Bitcoin wallet and gift. Trade instantly with fiat across the globe. Become a member at our website www.bitcoindog.app.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for staying put out there. I'd like to welcome all of you who are joining in from where we call Ground Zero, the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. Thank you for tuning in by way of satellite. And if you are tuning in from Europe, the USA, South America and Canada, and of course the far and the near east, I also like to thank you for tuning in. If you are tuning in by way of Facebook, YouTube or Roku, it's a pleasure to have all of you joining the broadcast today. This promises to be exciting and exhilarating as well as educating tonight. Again, I would love you to go ahead and hit your share button. Let us quickly, within the next 5 minutes, hit at least 500 people, ladies and gentlemen, at least 500 people on the Facebook platform. And I'd like you to know that we are also now streaming live concurrently on YouTube, satellite, Twitter, and of course Facebook here. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and of course satellite. And not forgetting Roku TV. Roku TV. If you have Roku TV app on your television set, you can actually watch ABS 24/7. 24/7 on the Roku app. And again, most television sets nowadays, they come with Roku pre-installed. They come with the Roku app pre-installed. If you have a smart television set at home, you can download. All you need to do is get on your TV set, turn on Roku, go to the search button, type in ABS Africa TV, ABS Africa TV, and ABS will pop up. You download it, install it, the icon or the logo remains on your screen, so that anytime you want to watch ABS, all you need to do is to click on the icon or the logo, and you will have us live and 24/7. And something that I came across the other day, I'd like to show you guys here, ladies and gentlemen. I came across this the other day. In fact, somebody forwarded it to me from the great state of Minnesota. From the great state of Minnesota, ladies and gentlemen. And from Minnesota, you will find ABS beaming in their library. In the library of the University, I guess, of Minnesota, you have ABS beaming. That is it. That is ABS. That is ABS. You can see ABS with Comrade Ngwambe right there on screen. And I understand that this was taken in the campus of the University of Minnesota. The University of Minnesota, and that was actually on the Roku. So that is what we mean by, with the Roku app on your television set, you can watch ABS. You never can tell, right? You never can tell where we are being watched at. You really never can tell who is watching ABS. That was the campus of the University of Minnesota, having ABS displays right there in campus at the library. The last time I learned about this, somebody sent me an image of mine all the way from Ethiopia, displays on one of the monitors at the Ethiopia airport with ABS. And behold, I was seated right there. The guy took a photograph and sent it to me from Ethiopia, ladies and gentlemen. If somebody told you we are not watched, they definitely are telling you lies. We are making an impact. We are being watched across the globe, satellite all over, by satellite television all over Africa, by Roku television, as you can see here at the University of Minnesota, with ABS right there in front of you. That is the library of the University of Minnesota. I am really excited seeing all of this, and I just want to appreciate all of you who are out there, who are making this to happen, ladies and gentlemen. Our message is not only going out to Africa, our message is being heard right here in this country and in Europe. In fact, I was told by the FBI when they came to interview me, they have a desk in their office where they have ABS turned on. So I have no doubt they listen to me, they hear what I say, and if I were killing people, as some people would want you to believe, I'd probably have been in their drag neck today. And you will recall, I haven't changed one bit in what I say, in what I believe, and in what I do. All right, I am glad to be here today. I'd like to again once more thank all of you for joining ABS the broadcast tonight, and I believe you are going to have fun. Ground Zero, thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Tonight, we're going to be talking about what is happening on Ground Zero, what I will call the return to normalcy in Amazonia. The return to normalcy. You know, La Republic du Cameroon has been going about preaching a return to normalcy that eludes them. A return to normalcy that has eluded them. But the regular normalcy, I mean the time of normalcy that you should expect in times of war, is actually on Ground Zero. I am talking about devastation. I am talking about action. That is what normalcy means or should mean in the time of war. Not the kind of normalcy that the Republic du Cameroon is preaching, but planting military camps all over Amazonia. That isn't normalcy. Normalcy is when you have war and you have action. In action, we are seeing action on the ground. Praise the Lord for that. Okay, so we're going to be talking about that. We'll be talking about the recent arrest of our comrade. I call him a comrade no matter what. Eric Tato. Eric Tato was once one of us, one of the most popular activists in this struggle. He pulled back and resorted to his business. But recently he was charged and arrested by the U.S. Homeland Security and charged with fraud. We're going to be talking about that in the course of this broadcast. And so I'd like you to stay tuned. And please, if you are just joining, go ahead and hit your share button. I want to see at least 500 numbers on Facebook. On Facebook, I don't know what is on YouTube and Twitter, but I want to see 500 on Facebook. Then I bring you all these items together. But we will also be talking about a trend, what I consider to be a trend that is taking place in the diaspora from so-called from some stakeholders. I don't like to use the word leaders in this regard, but from some stakeholders developing the habit of claiming action on the ground in which they know nothing about. And that leads to the question, are we for this struggle to grandstand and hoping that the day we get to Boya, I am going to be the president, I am going to be the minister, I am going to be this guy or that guy? Is that what we are fighting about, ladies and gentlemen? I want to tell you that we are just seeing that a lot of stakeholders are turning this struggle to look like political parties. Political parties where each person grandstand looking for a share of the animal that is still in the bush. That is what we are seeing with this grandstanding, where every listing that happens on the ground, people take responsibility. Oh, we did it. And they go as far as making messages saying, you who is taking an initiative to raise funds for those who are taking that action, they campaign against it. Are these the kind of people that want to free Amazonia? These are no longer freedom fighters. They are politicians. We must take note of those. We're going to be talking about that. But again, I hope my guest shows up tonight. We're going to be talking about something that is brewing in the diocese. I don't know whether they call it diocese, but what is that name? There is an appellation that is given to that association. But the story has to do with Archbishop K either grabbing power or trying to wield more power than he deserves. My guest will be here to talk about that. And please, I'd like you to go ahead and hit your share button as I bring you my monologue, for the first subject of this broadcast. So please go ahead and hit your share button. I am going to take a short, brief break out. The moment I return, I am returning with the monologue. Stay tuned. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, my monologue is focused on what I call the purported return to normalcy, the normalcy that is being preached by La République du Cameroon, In a spinning display of wishful thinking, Cameroonian leaders have attempted again and again to convince the world that normalcy is returning to the conflict-ridden country. Despite their best efforts, the recent flop of school resumptions speak volumes about the true state of affairs on the ground. It seems that the reality of the situation is far removed from the idyllic picture painted by the government's propaganda machine of La République du Cameroon. In an ironic twist, the very soldiers deployed by the Republic of Cameroon to ensure the resumption of schools inadvertently highlighted only the lack of control that the government of Cameroon has over Ambazonian territory. The Ambazonia fighters, whom the La République du Cameroon authorities would want the world to believe having contained whole sway over the streets and roads of Ambazonia, and in some cases taking over gendarme barracks and police barracks and border checkpoints in Ambazonia. The cases of Boya, Muya, Moyuka, Bui, Libialem, Kom, Menchum, and Tatum, among others, are still fresh in mind. If anything, La République du Cameroon should accept that the separatists as they call it, have established their dominance over what they consider to be their territory, aptly named the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. The question that begs to be asked is, where is this elusive return to normalcy that the Cameroonian government wants the people all the world to believe? For months prior to the so-called school resumption, La République du Cameroon multiplied military camps all over Ambazonian territory, hoping to use them to fend off opponents of government school operations and resumption in Ambazonia. But when the dire moment came, they were nowhere to be found. Instead, when Amba appeared in the case of Boya and Moyuka, Moya and the rest, they resorted to invading the homes of innocent and unarmed civilians, sitting home, observing ghost towns. They treated wherever the restoration forces showed up. They couldn't stand amber. They couldn't stand amber. But this aside, if La République du Cameroon wants people to believe no mercy has returned, are we supposed to suspend our disbelief and ignore the harsh realities that plague the daily lives of Ambazonian citizens? Of course not. It seems that the authorities in La République are treating the restoration of no mercy as a performance complete with an elaborate set, scripted lines, and a cast of characters who are hopelessly out of touch with the reality on the ground. Why the La République du Cameroon government continues to peddle its narrative of progressive stability, the truth is far less glamorous. The people are caught in the tug of war between a government that claims to have control and Ambazonia freedom fighters who refuse to back down. They refuse to back down. The result is a nation in a state of perpetual chaos, with innocent civilians paying the price for a conflict they did not ask for, nor did they choose. The situation further raises serious questions about the La République du Cameroon's ability to address the root causes of the conflict and find a peaceful and just resolution to it. It is evident that a military-centric approach bolstered by propaganda is not yielding the desired results. La République du Cameroon must acknowledge the reality on the ground and engage in meaningful dialogue with all stakeholders to bring the conflict to an end. In the meantime, the farcical attempts to showcase a return to normalcy only serve to highlight the absurdity of the situation. It is a tragic comedy where the punchline falls flat, leaving the audience bewildered and disillusioned. The people of Ambazonia deserve better than this theatrical performance. They deserve genuine efforts towards justice, peace, stability, and a true sense of normalcy to their lives. And that is my talking point, ladies and gentlemen. I am now being joined by the one and only Honorable Sama Thomas that we all know, Comrade Thomasang, Martin Thomasang, supposed to be joining this broadcast. Okay, I don't know whether he is frozen or he is actually, okay, he is not frozen. I can see that he is not frozen, but the image is distorted. But let me get to Comrade Sama Thomas, who is joining me from Europe. Comrade, it's a pleasure to see you, sir. I asked the question, where is the return to normalcy? You and I know that La République du Cameroon has preached normalcy for all these months leading up to so-called school resumption. Unfortunately, I was looking for their army to show up for the past days to stop Ambazonian fighters from chasing those government-operated schools down. They didn't show up. Instead, they went after what they call Calais, arresting innocent children and parading them on the street, and Amba fighters are out there taking after their own. They do nothing. They are nowhere to be found. Sama Thomas, please, great to have you.
Thank you, Comrade Peace, for having me on this show today. Like you are saying, I was wondering where Moja. I'm expecting to see Moja tomorrow after these guys must have done their best and loved. Moja will come out hitting his chest like that of Andiwake.
Yeah.
Today was a perfect day for us to see Moja. E.T. is chased on the streets of Boya, but unfortunately he's nowhere to be found. You know, I do not understand La Republic. These are a group of people that are behaving like when we were kids at 6, that you will do something wrong in the house and mom come asking, who did this? You said you will say, no, I don't know, but knowing fully well that you are already, but you don't want to receive a strokes. These guys have told lie to themselves, and they are now enjoying in their own lies, not knowing where to hide their heads. This they are returned to 5 years ago. I'm not getting it, because this year I want to say that the past days in the Southern Cameroons are the worst nightmare days that La Republique has ever witnessed since the beginning of this war. But La Republique, I don't know. They said the United Nations is sitting in this. Maybe it's already sitting now. And La Republique was going to tell them how the normalcy has returned back on the ground. Schools are going on, and so on and so forth. But the true picture on the ground is telling another story. I would also want to believe that maybe La Republique had killed all the Amber boys, like they call them, the Southern Cameroon freedom fighters. They've killed all. And what is happening on the ground now is that the disgruntled La Republique soldiers that have been in the bushes trying to chase Southern Cameroonians are tired of those who are sending them to go and die in a senseless war that needs people to sit down and talk, not using the barrel of the gun. They are the ones causing this mayhem to themselves in the Southern Cameroons, breaking through their so-called barracks, killing their friends, to call their attention that we are tired of this senseless war. We need to sit and talk. La Republique needs to, the politicians of La Republique, they need to rethink again. When France sent their soldiers to America during the American War of Liberation, the guys going there thought they were going to liberate America, not knowing that they were going to learn the art of liberation, or the art of freedom, to come back and fight for their own freedom. Those that have been sent to Southern Cameroons, they know that the Southern Cameroon man is a guy who wishes to express himself freely without fear or favor. They've learned that art, and they will return back to La Republique to tell these idiots who are there thinking that we are still during the Napoleonic era of France, not knowing that the world has moved forward. I don't know the octogenarian guy in Yaoundé, the way he's going to die, because only his own will kill him, and they will kill him in the most inhumane manner. It should read my lips. His days are numbered.
Yes, I will just stay put in there. Let me take you to some of a few images from the ground. Yesterday, while Comrade Tumasang is trying to set his camera, something is blurring his camera. Good, it looks good now, but it's cutting your head a little bit, Comrade. It is cutting your head a little bit. If you sit that way, that is okay. But let's go to ground zero. Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, Jesus.
That was, I understand, Munya burning yesterday. Munya burning up yesterday. And you see, that is a Cameroon army. That's the Cameroon army standing right there. And there is nothing they can do. There's nothing they can do. They will not even as much as put off a simple fire that small, comrade. I mean, Comrade Martin, let me give you the opportunity to comment about this, please.
Chris, good evening.
If you can bend down your camera slightly, it will serve us better. All right.
Not sure. Yeah, sorry, can you hear me?
We can hear you, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know whether you want me to talk about the normalcy or about the fire.
Both of them is okay.
Yeah, Comrade Chris, you understand that La Republic have been advised by America and other powers that they cannot win such a guerrilla war. So they are not trying to win. Their own winning is normalcy. If things go back to normal with a pocket of resistance here and there, they can declare that they have won. That is what they've been looking for, some semblance of normalcy. They are not struggling to defeat every Amber fighter. They know they can never. So they were almost trying to be saying that normalcy has come, which is another way saying that they've won the war. But unfortunately for them, it's not happening their way, and they are so desperate. So they are so desperate, they don't know what to do again at this point. The amount of firepower that has been shown there, even right down to Boya, in Muyoka, in Kumba, in Bui, wherever, it is just too much for La Republic to claim that everything is okay. So I think the resistance is really picking up, and things are the way we should be happy at present.
You are right. You are right. Kumba, Muyag, Tatum, Com, Libialem. I mean, and you know, La Republic is supposed to be holding the presidency of. They are supposed to be holding the presidency of the United Nations General Assembly, I think, coming September 17. And they were doing everything to make sure that they go to the United Nations and tell the world that, you know, we no longer have any conflict. It was a pocket of separatists who were trying to disturb the peace, but we have it under control. They are not able to send children back to school, especially the government, La Republic operated schools. They are not able to ensure safety and security on the ground as their own soldiers run away from Amber fighters. If this is not a defeat, I don't know what it is. Comrade Martin, back to you.
Yeah, Chris, you know, the taste of the pudding lies in eating it. On the ground, La Republic is finding it extremely difficult to fight the Amber or to contain it. What they do, Comrade Chris, is when Amber passes in a quartier or in a quarter or whatever, in a locality, let me put it that way, they run away. When the Amber is gone, they come there and arrest 50 people, 100 people. They take them to their barracks. Each person is paying a minimum of 300,000. I know 3 or 4 people who have paid in Bamenda 300,000 or 400,000 to be released. If you don't pay, they can even transfer you to Yaoundé. The head of the gendarmerie and the military, they get their cut from this money. People in the governor's office get their cut from this money. We're talking about tens of millions. Everybody paying, the arrest 100 people, everybody minimum 300. I've seen people who are contributing abroad to get people released back home. 300,000, 500. If you don't do it, they will tag you as Amber and they might transfer you to Yaoundé, and you just go and join the rest there. So people have to pay. It's a big racket. They are making a fortune. And the top people in the military, in the governor's office, are getting their cut from this money.
You are very correct, because I have heard that information all over, from all over Amazonia, how they are raking millions on a daily basis on our people. If you saw the image of the truck that was blown up leaving Libialem for Chang, you saw what was on the ground. That was cocoa. The La Republic du Cameroon military officers are seizing, confiscating from poor farmers in the village. Those farmers are not allowed as much as to go to Chang to sell their own cocoa, nor go to Manfe to sell it to the Nigerians. But the military, La Republic military, can transport it, can buy it and give them chicken change, take it to Chang, go and sell and make money.
Comrade Chris, is the so-called war has turned into a military racket, and senior people in the governor's offices are making their own cut. It's not only the military benefiting from the racket. That is why you see this war. Some military people will keep saying they should not sit down and talk with the Amazonians. We would defeat on the ground. We would make progress,
Right.
because it has turned into a money-making machine for them.
Right. Comrade Sama, you come in there and, you know, I have said very consistently to our people that they should understand that we are at war. And when you are at war, it is not every situation that will favor you, that will give you an upbeat heart like, you know, we are winning, victory is coming. But we have seen, and I have said it very consistently, that nobody should feel like we are losing. We are not losing. It is a war where we have our days where we feel like we should have done better, but we haven't done better. But we also have days like this week that we have seen in the previous ones and many others in the days of FM the King, the Chachas, the No PTs, and the so on, the Ivors and Bars, and so on. We have had many of these kind of days, and I think if anything, if La Republic of Cameroon want to beat the drums of victory in normalcy, our people, especially on the ground, ought to remember there will always be days of ups and downs, days like that you feel like we are losing. We will not lose this war. All that we need is perseverance. Perseverance. Comrade Sama.
Comrade Chris. What I would like to say here is that La Republic seems to lack technocrats who can sit down and analyze the situation which has been going on in the Southern Cameroon for the past 50 years. They seems to fail that Aboy Macho was sent to Bamenda as a security agent to come and investigate who were those people that were still propagating the independence of the Southern Cameroons. When Aboy Macho couldn't get the people, he wrote the book Faces Behind the Mask because he couldn't unveil them.
Oh, was it today, Faces Behind the Mask? Okay.
La Republic has failed to understand that Aboy failed. The SCNC took on and has been agitating. I will cite La Republic one incident in the Southern Cameroons, which was 1st October 2001. We set out to demonstrate at the Commercial Avenue. We were just about, let me say, 30 of us if we were many. The person who led us into the Commercial Avenue was a commissioner of police. Yes, the person who directed us into Commercial Avenue was a commissioner of police. As if that was not enough, the 30 of us that were on the street demonstrating had observers in their hundreds of thousands watching what we were doing. But the whole of Bamenda or the whole of Mancon was at a standstill on that day to witness what was going on. Because of fear, they couldn't join. But there was that applause going behind the scene. The whole area was booming in joy that we are liberated at last. La Republic has failed to read those signals coming their way that the people do not want them. No matter how long La Republic will be there, thinking that they are doing anything good to themselves, they are digging their heels deeper and deeper into their own graves. Let me tell La Republic something which you don't understand what is going on now. Whenever our boys attack La Republic soldiers, if you look at those pictures, you will see children 10, 5, and what have you, seated in the mud. You arrest that type of a child, you put him into mud, he is sitting there, and you think that that child will grow up to appreciate that you molested him as such, and he will say La Republic is a good partner, we are citizens of La Republic Cameroon. After those children have gone through such humiliations, We will never accept it. The last group of persons that I want to talk to them are the so-called civil servants in the southern Cameroons, mostly teachers. I want to tell them that I am in Europe till today. I do not drink Bradiso Cameroon. The day the SDF called for a boycott of French goods in the early 90s, I am still respecting that boycott till this moment that I am sitting here. We need to sacrifice something and achieve something. Teachers must not sacrifice their life because they want to go and get a salary. When you die, La Republic will not give that salary again to your corpse. They will just say, oh, hooray. One person that we were wasting our money on is gone. Your children will live to suffer without you. Instead of you to take your own security into your hands, you abandon that thing, go to the farm with your children, farm some crops there, harvest it, eat some and sell some. You choose to put your own life at risk because you want a salary, which I don't know how much that salary is. Please, Southern Cameroonians, a bullet does not know who is firing that bullet. That is the more reason when La Republic soldiers heard or hear that Amber boys are coming, they all disappeared from the scene. Ask yourselves, where is Moja for the past how many days in Boya? He is somewhere, maybe in the trenches or wherever, in a bunker or wherever in his palace. We do not know. He is waiting. When the dust is settled, Moja will come out to pick out one innocent person in this crowd or two and kill to say that he is a BI and a soldier. These are Amber boys. Don't know that he himself is an Amber boy. One day he will be taken out by the same people he think he is working for. Southern Cameroonians, beware of the master you serve. Any traitor is never taken seriously by his master. When you do their bidding and they finish achieving their goal, you are their next victim.
Thank you. I don't know whether Comrade Thomason would have anything to say there concerning the fact that a lot of people should not by any means think that they are going to intimidate and convince our people that no mercy is here. Going by what they have seen all the time, every time they said no mercy, Ambazonians showed up and defended the territory and sent them running. How can they continue to preach this no mercy? Comrade Thomas.
Comrade Chris, I think they are just trying time after time. They would assume it's normal sin, then the assumption fails. They stay after some 6 months, they try to come up with that narrative. So they keep repeating the same thing over and over. What do you want them to do? The only way they can claim to have won the war is to say that they've re-established control and normalcy. At present, they lack control, they lack normalcy. So that is their greatest problem in this struggle. They need to establish normalcy in one way or another. It is 7 years it has eluded them. They think that they can just get up one day and by that claim that the war is over. It's not working their way, not at all.
What message would you pass to those our own people on our side on the ground who sometimes they get so worried? I mean, if you are in my position or maybe one of the leaders, you sometimes the messages that you receive from ground zero, you feel like the people are so worried. They feel like giving up. They feel like we are losing. Even among us, the leaders, sometimes you see people are like, oh, we got to do something. We have to be very, very settled and calculative, and don't have to see one move determine what next step we take. Of course it can, but we don't just jump to it. We sit down, we discuss, we share strategy, we calculate before taking the next action. And this is what ground zero should know, isn't it? We cannot just jump out because other people went somewhere and killed 10 people, and then we have to sit down and calculate this thing. And but the point is that Our people have to understand there is no way La Republique is running away with victory.
Chris, this is a marathon. This is not sprint. So this is a long-term thing. If you check East Timor took 19 years to get their independence. Eritrea took around 21 years. If you go to South Sudan, they fought for almost 19 years. We are at 7 years. So people should be discouraged. It's not a quick fix business. Independence is not a quick fix business. But if you stay in there, it always comes. If you stay in there, you will get it. So people should just, our strongest asset is our resilience. Now, Republic is using something they call general time to hope that if they keep time, over time people will get tired and stop funding the revolution. Fighters will get tired and go back farms. People will get tired and go back and look for jobs. Once everybody is tired, La Republic will declare victory. They are hoping for general time to win for them, since their military cannot win by themselves. They are hoping over time La Republic, diaspora will stop funding this thing. They will be tired that is taking too long. The war by design is supposed to take long. People should get that into their psyche. It's not a quick fix business. Cannot do it in one day. Please, people should understand that. And things, it's like a wave. You have the crest, you have the trough. Sometimes we'll be at the crest, sometimes we'll go back to the trough, sometimes we'll go back to the crest. So it is up and down, up and down. People should have the long-term view, the long-term confidence. We would win this thing. America has told them they can't win. Everybody has told them you cannot win. Our population is too much. We are almost 8 billion.
They can't win. I think Diodone is somebody's prophet among them that they reject.
Now they cannot win. Comrade Chris, our greatest asset is the population. We are 1/3 of that country. We are just too big for them to think that things can just die down. We are not talking a few people here. We are talking 8 million people out of 30 million or something.
Comrade Sama, what is your input there? What will you tell, people on the ground who sometimes become so impatient?
I've been telling our people on the ground always, like Comrade Martin, Ambassador Martin Thomas is saying, war is not something that you fight 24 hours, 7 days a week, 7x4 continuously. You need to fight. At a given moment, you hold back, you re-strategize, you replenish your armory before you move forward. That is how war is fought. First of all, we are not fighting a conventional war. We are fighting a guerrilla warfare. All Southern Cameroonians must have this behind their minds, that we are fighting a guerrilla warfare with a conventional army which is funded by the various world powers like France, not leaving out America or even England. Which Southern Cameroon could imagine that Cameroons will be fighting a war of liberation against La Republique, and Britain will be cutting oil deals with La Republique, and that oil is deposited in the Southern Cameroons. It was unimaginable to all of us, but it is a glaring thing in front of us that Britain is doing that to us, of which we're thinking that they will stand by us. But the bad news for La Republique is that the Southern Cameroon struggle will never die. Even if they think that this resistance today will die out, like a friend of a comrade was saying this afternoon, that even if all fighters in the Southern Cameroon are killed, La Republique should have one thing in their minds, that even in a drinking parlor with us and their citizens in the Southern Cameroons, each and every family in the Southern Cameroons must have been touched in such a way that those people will never forgive what La Republique have done to them. We will drink in the same beer parlor, get out and kill a La Republican citizen. Till this war will end. This war in the Southern Cameroons will never come to an end until the people of the Southern Cameroons get what they want. Thibault Nach have said this to La Republique over and over, that the people of the Southern Cameroons must get what they want and not what La Republique thinks they can offer. We will get what we want. The earlier they realize this and withdraw their soldiers from the Southern Cameroons, the better for them. They should know that we don't have minerals to sell to buy ammunition. We are using our own hard-earned money to give to the boys on the ground to buy whatever they can buy to defend themselves and the Southern Cameroons. We will never be tired, even if it means me alone doing that with €1 every year or every day. Somebody will be on the ground that will gracefully take that €1 to put La Republique in the Southern Cameroons on the run for their whatever that they are staying put in the Southern Cameroons again. They will never be free moving in the streets of Southern Cameroons. They should get this behind their minds, for we must be free, or all of us will live in an insecure society.
Thank you. I really hope that our people on the ground listen to us. As Comrade Tumasang said, we've had countries that fought for independence for over 30 years. I think Eritrea did. Sudan went for over 20 years.
26 years.
I'm sorry?
26 years.
26 years, yeah.
26 years.
Yeah, and we have not even clocked half of that. Listen, this war is about taking food out of the mouth of La République du Cameroon. And I don't know anyone who would willingly or that easily allow food to be snatched out of his or her mouth. La République is not going to surrender that easily. So we will have to stay the course. And let me connect that to this, comrade. Let me connect that to this. We find many leaders, stakeholders in the diaspora here who are out there saying they are fighting for Ambazonia. It just doesn't come across to me as if any leader in this struggle is after Ambazonia or a freedom fighter. A freedom fighter would appreciate, thank the fighting forces on the ground, appreciate every one of their act, no matter the camp to which they belong. They will support them for as long as they are fighting and doing the right thing. But we have a trend that we see in this struggle at the moment where before anything happens on the ground, somebody comes from the diaspora and says, we did it. I did it. And if you, Samuel Thomas, should be so excited for that act to the extent you want to raise funds for that person, for that action, and for the people on the ground, the guy on in diaspora say, no, nobody should give money to Samuel Thomas to send to the ground for those boys because we did it. It begins to wonder me. Are these politicians or freedom fighters? What if Samuel Thomas should save Ambazonia? Would Chris Anu be glad, or Comrade Martin saves Ambazonia? I will be glad to go to Ambazonia and say, Comrade Martin, you did a great job. Thank you. I try my best too, isn't it, right? This thing we have to put on the mindset that everybody should think about being a freedom fighter and not a politician. Yes, go on, please. I will go to Comrade Martin on this.
Okay.
Yeah, Comrade Chris, you have one fight because you are not fighting to establish legitimacy. You, by the history of our struggle, you are the legitimate leader. There are people who have two fights. They want to free Amazonia, but they have a legitimacy problem. So they have to re-establish some form of legitimacy to show that, yes, we are the person who instructed this, or we are the person who did that, so that they can establish that fight of legitimacy and they can free Amazonia. So they are fighting two fights. Sometimes the two fights, they go together, sometimes they go apart. But that is the fight they have. You might not have any fight to prove legitimacy because by the history, you are the legitimate leader from the Restoration Council and the rest. But other people have that fight. That's why you see them, they behave in a way which is incongruous at times.
But comrade, you see, the problem there is it begins to position them as politicians, no longer as freedom fighters that they would want the people to believe. It is like, this is the way it looks like to me. If people know that it is me, Chris Anu, who carried out this action on the ground, people know that yes, Chris is doing something, and so we can consider him when we get to Boya. Is it not the picture you see in your mind?
Comrade Chris, I don't think anybody is deluding themselves that Boya is next door. At the beginning of this struggle, people thought Boya is 3 months away, 6 months away. Right. These fighters, I don't think they are thinking of Boya. They are thinking of establishing the main guy today. Even in the struggle, they are trying to prove legitimacy. Either legitimacy, you have de jure legitimacy, which is what the legal position says, and de facto legitimacy. They want to prove that they are the de facto guy on the ground who is doing the job. Although, yes, Chris Ano might be the de jure legitimate guy put there by the Restoration Council and all that. So that is fight. They have to fight. One, to liberate Ambazonia if they can. Two, to prove that they are the de facto main guy on the ground. So I don't think too much they are thinking. Boya is too far off. Nobody is thinking. They want to prove themselves today that they are the main guy.
Yeah, because I brought that point up. Somehow Thomas, I'll be coming to you, but I brought that point up because you saw the cacophony of what was happening on the social media of people trying to claim what took place in Libyalam. And if I put out messages and the audios coming from those fighters to me in Libyalam, it will be shocking to some of them. But we here at this interim government, we will never be. I mean, we preach fire, power, and action in Search Sunday. We will never stop to do that. We support it. We sponsor those guys, and we will keep doing so. But we will never once come and sit on the social media on television. Surrogates can do it. It's none of our business. But as a group, as an organization, as an interim government, never anybody expect us to come and sit on television and say, you know that thing in the BLM, we did it. You know that thing in Munya, we did it. You know that thing in Tatum, we did it. We know how much that we put into those activities, those actions, ladies and gentlemen. And so when I see those things, I see it like, I don't know whether it's a fight to position themselves, so that when they say negotiation, they are there. When we say we are going to Boya, they are there. They are sure of positions. But Comrade Thomas, and you said it right. Some of us who are fighting today may never see a free and independent Amazonia. It takes a lot of grace, a lot of God's grace to live that long, to see the end of a struggle like this one. And every day that I wake up to fight this fight, I do it as if tomorrow I will not be there, somebody else may be there. But I just don't see it. If everybody had this mentality, I think we would have such one big, great team. Sama Thomas.
Thank you, Comrade. You remove something from my mouth. These guys who are starting to position themselves before the actualization of the Southern Cameroon should ask themselves, where is Victor Mba? Where is Chacha? Where is Free Marshal the King? And so on and so forth. Where is Abel Mukong? Where is Professor Fondon? Where is Dr. Ngeka Luma? And I can go on and on. The list will not end. But what I want to cherish, so far as the Southern Cameroon struggle is concerned, is that I should be seen fighting for the liberation of the Southern Cameroons, as if I will never achieve anything, even when the liberation comes. That is the more reason Kennedy said, ask what you have done for America and not what America has done for you. For if you ask what America has done for you, you will be fighting for what you want to get from America and forget about the liberation of America. Why we are still where we are today is because people are starting to, what am I going to be when the Southern Cameroon is liberated? So let me fight to position myself first and forget about the liberation. And that's the more reason we are standing where we are standing, fighting. I am Mr. His Excellency. I am a CIC. And we've got politicians why the South Bronx is still to be actualized. I want to advise all Southern Cameroonians that we should fight for our liberation first. When liberation comes, you can fight now for anything you want. Because when it comes, I will also pick my gun and fight for whatever I want. If I don't get it, I will fight for it then. But for the moment, what I want is the liberation of the Southern Cameroons. No matter how it comes, my own duty is to contribute money and put into the hands of those that are on the ground fighting for the liberation of the Southern Cameroons, not who leads. We should keep this political issue of who leads for the moment, for we do not know when. If you die tomorrow fighting of I'm the legitimate leader, if you die, will your spirit or corpse get up to stand there saying that you are the legitimate leader? Why are we so gullible and foolish at the same time, not knowing what we really set out for? My advice to all these people claiming we did this, we did that, and they should even claim things that they do not know who committed that. When Garbu happened, I think some of them claimed Garbu until when Larble came admitting that they caused a mayhem in Garbu before they now shy away from Garbu. But what is the point claiming all those things? It makes no sense and paint us within the international fora as being as guilty like La Republic is. There are things we know that we did them. But the Southern Cameroonian man is fighting for his liberation. And the person that had caused us to stage this war of liberation is to be blamed for whatever atrocities that are being committed in Southern Cameroon today. We cannot be blamed for it. For if not the invader, we will never stage a war of liberation. So do not claim anything in the Southern Cameroons, but sponsor whatever thing that is going on, which is geared towards the liberation of the territory. When we liberate it, we will now know who did what and where. But for the moment, it is useless for me to claim that what happened in Mankon, what happened in Boy, what happened in Cambe, I did it. It makes no sense. But even Cambe is still to be liberated.
Absolutely,
But
absolutely.
if I can put the word in there,
Yes, sir.
Comrade Chris, on this issue of claiming things, I don't think we should totally demonize it. If you take, for example, as a government, you cannot claim things, but indirectly, there should be the message that is linking you with the actions on the ground so that there should be no disconnect. Your sponsors or whoever, if they give you their money, they want to know where it has gone. If you take the United States, they can come on television and say, we never negotiate with terrorists. That time they are talking, their guys are behind the scene negotiating with terrorists. So you as a government cannot say we did it. But if you do an action in Lebialem or in Munya or wherever, at least there should be some indirect means which can link you to their government to that action, so that people on the ground should know that yes, this is accountability, they are doing something, or your sponsors at diaspora or wherever should know. To just say that we can never claim anything, even indirect means, I think we are creating a disconnect where somebody will get up and say, where is Peace Anu fighting? Because the people on the ground who are supposed behind the scene to pass that message, they failed in their duties. You might be doing it, but nobody is noticing, nobody is knowing. They start asking questions. Where is Peace Anu? They will not know that you are sponsoring a lot of the fight or not. So you cannot say it yourself, but I believe indirectly there should be people who pass that message in one form or the other. I still believe so. There should not be any disconnect, because if you create that vacuum, a guy who is not involved there in the action jumps in to pick it and start claiming, and everybody hears that he is involved with him.
Comrade, I agree with you 200%. We are talking about cases where, or cases which are very clear that you and I know these guys certainly did not do this. But they are trying to officially run away with it, go on their television, and they claim it on television. There is a way we put out the kind of information we are talking about. We have the Restoration Council, we have the Cabinet, we have the APP. We discuss those things there. We will never come to television and try to give account of what we do. But when we go to the APP, we go to the Restoration Council, we go to Cabinet, we tell them where the money is going to, who to what. In fact, we have account for all of that. So that is just to say that we will not come and sit on this television set or go and use our official social media pages to say, we did this, we did that, we did that. But at least there are other channels, like I mentioned, that we can say exactly to our people who can take the information out what we are doing. Thank you. We're going to take a brief break. Thank you. We're going to take a brief break out there, and when we come back, let's delve into this subject of Eric Tato and the arrest and the charges. Actually, he was supposed to be in court today. We don't know what is happening there yet, but we're going to be right back.
Sign up today for your free Bitcoin wallet and gift. Trade instantly with fiat across the globe. Become a member at our website www.bitcoindog.app.
Am I missing something here?
All right, thanks for tuning, for staying put, ladies and gentlemen. I will now take you to this talking point on the charges and arrest of Eric Tato. Eric Tato, our once very popular activist in this Amazonian struggle. And the reason I am doing this, I call it a disclaimer, is because of the narrative that La République du Cameroon is pushing out there to the effect that they are so much, their lawyer in Salai, Manuel Salai, is so much behind what happened there. In the interest of clarifying the circumstances surrounding the court charges and arrests of Eric Tato, it is essential we address the prevailing misconceptions that have emerged from certain media outlets, especially in La République du Cameroon, and the authorities. Let it be known, again, let it be known, that the arrests and subsequent court charges against Eric Tato, whom we knew as a passionate activist for Amazonia, have absolutely nothing, zero, to do with his involvement in the Amazonia independence cause. The mere suggestion that Tato's arrest is connected to his activism is an outrageous fabrication concocted by the twisted minds of the Cameroon media and authorities over there. To set the record straight, Eric Tato has been apprehended for his own exceptional talents in defrauding the taxpayers of the United States of America. It appears that he possessed an uncanny ability to manipulate the system. utilizing it for his personal gain. We commend his audacity and creativity in crafting schemes that allowed him to siphon funds from the unsuspecting citizens of a foreign nation. In addition to this, Tato also exhibited his flair for witness tampering. It is crucial to emphasize here that these charges against Eric Tato are entirely separate from his involvement with the Amazonian cause. While it may be tempting to imagine a grand conspiracy in which the Cameroon media and authorities are trying to suppress his activism by fabricating unrelated connections, we here at the interim government assure you that reality is far less exciting. The truth is plain and simple. Tato's arrest stems from his alleged misdeeds in defrauding taxpayers, in tampering with witnesses. We implore you, therefore, to cast aside the misguided notion that Eric Tato's arrest and court charges have anything whatsoever to do with his involvement in the Amazonian struggle. The truth, as we have outlined, lies in his alleged loan fraud and witness tampering. But why do they want to link the arrest of Eric Tato to his Amazonian activism? They do so to put fear and withdrawal in your minds, to start thinking that perhaps Chris Ano too will be next, or this and that leader will be next, and so the struggle turns. It's a sort of psychological or mind warfare, mind game to suppress your expectations for the struggle. And that is why this disclaimer is important. Sam Thomas, let me get back to you. Let me start with Comrade Martin, because Comrade Martin, you wrote something out there when the arrest of Eric Tato was first announced. You wrote something explaining how it all happened and what it was. Take us through that again, please.
Comrade Chris, before I even go into that, yes, during the COVID time, America was printing a lot of counterfeit. I call it counterfeit. They called it in economics quantitative easing. They printed a lot of money. They were just giving people. You fill a form, you say, I have a workers, 50 workers. They don't do any due diligence. They just believe you have form, they give you the money. Believe you me, the issue is not Eric Tato specific. There are many Nigerians, many Cameroonians who put information there which was not correct and took that money. I know Cameroonians who took $300,000, $400,000. Some have run away from America. They are back at home now, establishing, some building their hotels, some doing their things. It's not one person. So they should not pick this thing on Eric Tato. When Sako people were writing too much about the thing, I replied to one of them that before you condemn Eric Tato, go and ask your principal whether the information he put in his own COVID loan, was it all true? What happened with cocoa might happen with coffee. People should not think, oh, it's Eric Tato. No. First of all, Eric Tato has not been in the activism for the past 3 years. Not only Eric Tato, where are all our activists? Almost all our activists of Eric Tato's cohort, they have disappeared. They had the Paul Nilons, all those activists now they have disappeared. New guys are coming up. Those guys, activists, are mostly failed. So Eric Tato should not be singled out for leaving the struggle 3 years ago. All of them activists, they are dead. They are out today. So new group of activists are coming up. Secondly, Eric Tato did not do something exceptional. He never had any special skills. Everybody was taking this money. So they should not, it's just that Eric Tato was living large, showing a big house and doing things. Maybe people reported him, they started checking his documents and realized he might not have as many staff as he claimed and all that. But if you go and check the forms of all the Cameroonians, Francophones who are in America, Anglophones, 90% of those forms, the information is not true. So we should not try to demonize Eric Tato, make as if he's done something which is terrible. Because a lot of Africans, from Nigerians to Cameroonians to East Africans, all of them took that loan money. And they were not really employing that many people. They filled those forms, put the thing. It was counterfeit. The American government was printing. They call it in economics quantitative easing. Mugabe tried to do it in Zimbabwe and the economy collapsed. America can do it because the dollar is all over the world. If inflation comes, the dollar is absorbed all over the world. So it doesn't, the printing, quantitative easing, excess printing of money does not result in massive inflation. So I'm not seeing anything which Eric Tato did or what special skill he had. Almost everybody did that. Some will be caught, some will not be caught. There is a tsunami coming. We don't know who we will pick along the way.
Well, this story became important to us here only because I came across a statement, a press release statement from the court summoning Eric for hearing today, Friday, and on top of that piece of document is stamped Emmanuel Nsalai's copy. You know, in Nsalai, anything that has to do with ambas in the U.S., Nsalai, Emmanuel Nsalai tries to insert his name in there as if he is the one behind this, this arrest, so he can rush back to La Republic and siphon them of millions of dollars for such a good job he is doing in the USA against Ambazonia activists, right?
Yeah, but Chris, we should be happy for that. If he is deceiving La Republique, they are paying their money to somebody who's not doing anything. If he was not there, maybe La Republique will pay to somebody who's actually doing something. So if your enemy is being conned by a con man, what is your problem? I can go into the court system, print something and put my stamp to myself's copy. What is so wrong with that? I use it now, Yaoundé, to get my money. The Republique is being conned, so we should be happy.
Yeah, Nsola is trying to get Yaoundé to know that. See, the court even copied me. The court copied. The court copied Nsola's copy. So I was trying to explain to some people in our forum that, listen, guys, that is not a court copy. Nsola did stamp his stamp, his seal on it, so he can present to Yaoundé as if American court is actually coordinating this along with him. But let me go to Sama and hear what he has to say here.
Sorry, before you go, Chris, when there is a case going on, an independent person like Sai might decide to come in and put a submission like a friend of the court. They call amicus curiae. That is a friend of the court. You are not involved in the case, but you have some information which you believe the court can use. So you can come as an amicus curiae and submit something. Sinai will look, when this case is going on, he might come in as an independent person, can come and submit something in the case. Then when they acknowledge it, he takes it again to Yaoundé to make his money. There are so many ways. If you want to get yourself involved in this thing, you can get involved. Not as a principal party, not like anybody, but just to make your people in Yaoundé release some funds for you. I don't have a problem with that.
But that is the real way of a true con man. Inserting your name on anything. Sama, let me get to your place. Go ahead.
When a con man comes in con society. We shouldn't bother about the coins of coin. Anyway, I'm sorry that my friend Eric Tato is wherever he is today, but Southern Cameroonians should have this in mind, that Eric has used his mouth, he has used his social media platform to implicate himself. Like he said a couple of days ago, that Southern Cameroonians have implicated him with his judicial system. No Southern Cameroonian Eric got time or has time to waste with you and the US system, because if you don't complain about it, nobody will take you serious. But you have used your mouth and your social media platform to expose yourself to the US security system and they've used it against you, and they've come to you and find you, maybe, let me put it, maybe guilty of what they are accused of. And you should know one thing: when a thief stole something and another thief steals it from him, if he gets that thief, he might likely kill him. These guys have been stealing from others, but they don't want you to steal from them. If you steal from them, the heavy hammer which they are holding on their hand, hitting on their victim's head, they will land it on your own head. They will make sure you go to prison and never think again of coming back to do such a thing into their society. So Eric should only blame himself, and Southern Cameroon should beware that no Southern Cameroon has ever wasted his time to go talking about Eric and his fraudulent deal with the American system. Eric is the one that has been pointing at Southern Cameroonians like he said, which on the screen, people were seeing that this is $6,000 that supposed to give to Samuel Thomas in Belgium, which Samuel Thomas used to build his house with. I don't know if I built that house. I've been pleading with Eric to show me, to tell me which bank money was sent to, so touch that money and double it and give it back to Eric. But Eric has never tell me which bank that money is there, and I'm still struggling to find out. Ultimately, he's heading back to the prison, meaning I will never cash that $6,000. But that is Eric's own problem. We should allow it to him. Let him face it. He never started it off with any Southern Cameroonian. He should end it up alone, as he did it all alone. He ended also all alone. Not even a dime, I believe, was given so far as this story is concerned for the sponsoring of this ground. He who eats alone, die alone.
And I don't think a dime went on ground zero either to those fighters on the ground. But let me quickly ask you guys before I let you go and get to my second segment here. It just doesn't appear to me like these Africans in the diaspora ever learn. Whether it is healthcare fraud, as Comrade Thomas said, is Nigerians and Cameroonians, Africans. APP loan fraud, it is Africans, Nigerians, Cameroonians, and Eric's case is just, I think, a drop in the basket, because I think they are going to go after hundreds of Africans who just put in falsified applications to receive these loans. Comrade Martin, let me start with you on this.
Yes, Chris, I believe this thing is far and deep, and a lot of other people will fall along the way. Maybe some people are quiet, took their money. I mean, if Silas' sister and her husband took $5 million, right, where they were put in prison and whatever, they took $5 million a year. They are building a massive structure there in Yaoundé and other things. They were caught. Now they are after Eric Tato. Who knows who they are going to next? So this thing is systematic, and we should not be, when one person falls, we should not be laughing and thinking that, oh, he is so terrible, he didn't do anything wrong. I don't believe that. The situation is a thing which will go around. You know, we come from a poor background. When people see opportunity to grab,
the question is, why can't our people learn? They move from one fraudulent act to the other, from healthcare to APP loans. Why can't people come to this country? People come to this country, they work hard, they make their money and live a simple, peaceful life. Why can't some people learn?
Chris, you are missing the statistics. We have a lot of professional people who are not involved in anything. We have our people who are doctors, who are lawyers, who are engineers, who are computer scientists doing the job. But in a whole cohort, in a community, you must have some few people who are also on the other side. I don't think percentage-wise it is that alarming. If you go to the white population, you also see that population, that percentage of people. So Chris, a small population, we cannot use it to tag all Amazon, all diasporans that they are into crime or criminal activities. It's a very small population, very small. Please, a lot of people are just honorable people carrying on with their business. One or two might fall, but it doesn't really reflect our whole. Diasporans are working their money with their sweat and sponsoring the war. I don't want the narrative to change from there.
All right, Sama Thomas, please.
Well, you know, Comrade Chris, the man time scammers hold their secret. Whenever they go elsewhere and take something, they will come back within that circle and say, I've gone and took my can also go and take yours. Before I take is free, bear in mind that one day someone is gonna be a victim. So is Eric a victim? He is a victim, and he is a victim because he is part of us. What about those that are not part of us that are victims? We'll never know of them. So let us just abandon this thing, let the American system deal with it the way they can deal with it, for that is their business. But Southern Cameroon should beware. If you want to do business, do genuine business. Southern Cameroons in America that are into business, who are millionaires and have never found themselves in this situation, wanting by the American system and to prison. I applaud them for that, to keep on doing so. For they are an example for our society to emulate. But for the likes of Eric, I don't think we about them ever. We should not allow them deal with their situation all alone.
Okay. Thank you, gentlemen. It's been such an exciting discussion here. And we're going to call this segment over. And I appreciate your coming on. I look forward to having you back on. When we resume, we're going to be talking about the increasing influence and power of Archbishop Nke in the Archdiocese of Bamenda. One of the, how do they call it? The scholars, one of the scholars in the Archbishopry is saying that Bishop Nke, for one reason or the other, is assuming more powers than he deserves, and he is questioning why that is happening. What does Nke want? When we resume, I will bring in my guests, and we are going to take these heads on. Please do not touch your remote. Stay tuned. I am going to be right back. All right. right, thanks for staying put, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, I will not be able to bring you my next guest because he is having technical difficulties connecting to the set. Whatever the case, I am going to take a few announcements, and then I will open the phone lines to take your calls from wherever you are across the globe. First, October 1st is approaching. We are only a few weeks from October the 1st. And unlike before, when we let Ground Zero do everything, we are going to converge here in the diaspora, especially I'm talking about those of us here in the United States of America. We, in conjunction with other groups in this independence movement, are summoning a rally in front of the White House in Washington, D.C. on October 1st. Fortunately enough, October 1st happens to be a Sunday, such a convenient day for every Amazonian within the axis of, within the DMV axis, that is from Philadelphia, Delaware, Maryland, D.C., and Virginia, to converge in front of the White House to let the White House know Amazonian struggle is still very much alive. So we are appealing to every Amazonian, if you live within this axis, please start making plans now to join us in front of the White House on Sunday, October 1st, starting at 9 a.m. Of course, we know it's a Sunday. Some of you shall be in church, but we know that even after your church service, you will want to join the rally. And so it starts from 9, but it's not over to about 3 p.m. So if you leave church, even at 12, 12:30, 1, you still meet the rally. And again, the rally is taking place directly in front of the White House on October 1st. Print your flyers, print your posters, and put on our colors, our national colors, the white. Now let me ask a question. How many of you know the number of colors that we have in our flag? Many people would think that we have only 2 colors, that is the blue and the white. No, we have actually three colors. Look at it very detailedly. You see yellow, you see blue, and you see white. Those are our national colors, Amazonian national colors. They are yellow, blue, and white. So we expect you, when you are showing up on October 1st, to please show up in our national colors. But don't forget, when you design your shirt, your wear, remember the blue and white dominate the yellow, the golden yellow. The yellow should be tiny, and the blue and white should be more obvious. So I really want to appeal to all of you out there again, especially if you live in Pennsylvania, in Delaware, even let me say from New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia, Delaware, Maryland, D.C., and Virginia. I think if we really mean business, thousands of us can show up on October 1st to send a strong message. No mercy is returning to Amazonia or to Cameroon. The struggle is not dead, it's not going anywhere, it is strong and alive. So please, I am appealing to every one of you. Do not hesitate. It's a Sunday. The weather will be good. Nobody will have a reason to say, I couldn't make it because of that again. It is a Sunday. All our leaders shall be there. From the SCNC to all the other groups, they are going to be there. And they shall be addressing the rallies there. We want every one of you. Let's come out and show solidarity to one another and to the comrades on Ground Zero. Going forward, we shall never again allow Ground Zero alone to be celebrating October 1st. If we want to show that we are with them, why they may be doing their parade on Ground Zero, let us show up out here in our numbers October 1st and celebrate. and celebrate, rally and celebrate our Independence Day. Again, October 1st, coming October 1st in Washington, D.C., in front of the White House. I hope you will do that. And do not forget, ladies and gentlemen, that we are now, ABS is expanding. ABS is expanding, and we want you to be part of it. We are now streaming concurrently on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Roku TV, and of course satellite television. All satellite is all over Africa. Roku is all over Europe, America, Canada. Wherever you have Roku, you have the app on your television set. You can watch ABS 24/7 on Roku and on satellite TV. We urge you, please look for our website, our YouTube page, ABS Africa TV, and hit the subscribe button, and let's get it growing. Let's get it growing. We are also streaming now live on Twitter. We have a new Twitter page just for ABS. I wish I had the link to send to you to follow, but we will get that eventually. So we are spreading our tentacles as the viewers rise. So please look out for this. Look out for this. And don't forget the website, absafricatv.com, where we have news 24/7, breaking news around the globe 24/7 on that website. And else I also forget, ABS is coming with news. Launching our news segment beginning September 15, Friday, September the 15th. Again, we are launching our news segment beginning Friday, September 15, and I believe it shall be coming up every day. Every day. Those are the developments that we are having here, and we expect, if you have a business out there, please do us a favor and do yourself a favor. Patronize us while we promote your business. Lots of you do not know that we are watched by millions across the globe. Be it on satellite TV, which is all over Africa, Roku TV, which is all over Europe and America and Canada and South America, East Asia, and so on and so forth. And of course, these social media platforms. When you advertise on ABS, we will not only run it on television, we will also run it on all our social media platforms so that you can get the best publicity, the best publicity that we can, that we offer on this platform. And now, I am going to open the phone lines and have those of you who are watching from across the globe to call in and give us your take on the issues we have discussed. Or if you have something else that you would like us to discuss, you can bring in on or ask any question that you can. If I have the answer, I bring to you. I don't have the answer, I tell you I can. So ladies and gentlemen, let's get the phone line on the screen. Let's get the phone line on the screen. Now, before you call, make sure that the volume of your TV set is shut down. Before you call, make sure you shut down the volume of your television set. The number is there on screen, so please go ahead and call. I am looking out for you. I want to see the phone lines ringing and ringing and ringing. All right. The phone line is open, please. All right. I think there was... Okay, the phone line was kind of shut down, but it is open now. It is open now, please. All right, so go ahead and make your call, please. Go ahead, make your call. The phone line is open now. Good evening to all of you on the panel, educating us on the revolution. This education keeps us hopeful and courageous. You are right, sir. This is Ground Zero writing. For your information, an Amber fighter was shot and burnt in Besi Awum, Batibo subdivision yesterday. May so rest in peace. They traced, they traced and reached his whereabouts. We need to get details of this. Who was tracing him, sir? If you can educate us, that would be great. Again, the phone line is open. Go ahead and make your call. Go ahead and make your call. The phone line is open. Okay.
What is wrong with this? What is shop for the African? You think they cover all the kind of key Africa?
Secret information. Paul Biya is under house arrest. My brother is a bee. No, this is not coming from me, so don't run with it and say Chris Ann will send this out to you or Chris Ann will send this on television. I'm just reading a comment from one of our listeners.
I've heard that before, though.
Information. And it says Paul Biya
I heard that
by his brother, who is a BIRO, as being under house arrest. Who is arresting him? That is something that we are left to hear. Again, the phone line is open. Go ahead and call, and let's hear what is on your mind, please. If there is no phone call, then in the next 2 minutes, I will call it a night. Okay, let me get this one caller. Hello.
Hello, good evening, Comrade Chris.
Good evening, sir. Where are you calling from, please?
I'm calling from Manfred.
Calling from Manfred. Okay, what is in your mind, sir?
Yes, we are very happy with the coordinated attacks we have seen this week. Even the so-called black legs, we're happy to see that things are being coordinated in a way that civilian casualties were being minimized, and we are really happy. And we would like to tell you to go on air and support or encourage any other group that must have participated in this kind of patriotic act by supporting this struggle. We know you are the father of the struggle, but as a father, you can just thank everybody that must have put in some other effort. There are many groups out there. We don't know whether they are real or they are not, but you may know better. But a statement like that will be good, because not everybody believes you are the best. But we are very, very happy that everything was coordinated in a manner that civilian casualties were being taken care of. It was reduced. When we saw the images coming from Boya, Lebia Lem, Kumba, we were very, very happy. So we want to thank you for your leadership of this struggle. Thank you, sir. Yeah,
thank you. And I want to appreciate that. I think the point you have made is a very noteworthy point. I can assure you that I appreciate every one of those fighters who stake their lives. I mean, I couldn't believe seeing those boys walking on daylight on the streets of Moya in Boya and chasing La République du Cameroon, army out of that vicinity and doing what they did yesterday. I want to assure every one of you out there, whether we here at the interim government paid for it, supported it, we appreciate every one of those guys, irrespective of their camps, and we will continue to do all that we can to support them. That was really something to take home, and I want to appreciate the civilian population for staying home. This interim government did not call for lockdown, but that doesn't mean that if others see the need and call for it. That should not happen. We merely stated that we didn't call for it. We didn't say it should not happen, it should not be. We said we didn't call for it. But what they did, I think it turned out for all of our good. We appreciate that. We appreciate those guys. All right. Thank you for the call, sir.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Many people have been trying to call. Go ahead and call, please. Go ahead and call. Go ahead and call if you have been trying to call. All right. Good evening. I'm writing from Kumba. I want... Oh, let's get this caller first. Hello. Hello.
Good evening, Comrade Chris.
Good evening, sir. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Ground Zero in Mezam County.
Wonderful. What is on your mind, sir?
I just wanted to say congratulations for all the action that has taken place over these days.
Yeah, let's congratulate those fighters first. Yes, let's congratulate the fighters first for a job well done. Even some names who have not been out for a long time, I heard their name being called out there in the battlefield, and that was really, really, really good, especially for FACO. Yes, go on.
I'm telling you.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Actually, FACO have been quiet for quite some time, but they have proven that quiet. All of them, honestly. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. You have a great evening. Okay, this one writes from Ground Zero. Good evening. I'm writing from Kumba. I want to thank you for your effort putting things together and our fighters for the enforcement of Ghost Town. All right. You are doing a great job there, sir. Congratulations and congratulations to the fighters. All right. I hear you, sir. God protect all of you down there on Ground Zero. This one right. God is fighting. God is fighting for us. Military car has involved in the accident in Santa, 3 dead on the spot. Wow. All right. Let's get to the next caller here. Hello. Hello.
Hello. Hello. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. Where are you calling from, please?
Yeah, I'm calling from Ketunja.
Ingo Ketunja. Okay. What is on your mind?
Yeah. Yes, I really want to thank our boys and encourage them for what they have been doing to ensure this lockdown, in order to prove to our enemies that they are still holding things they are still in control. And I also want to use this opportunity to thank our boys in BBC LGA who carried out an action this afternoon in number one. Yes, they had to they deleted one LCR, one big dog. They came in 4 trucks and they attacked them, and one Republic Army dog was deleted.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was when? Today or yesterday?
Today, no, today, this afternoon.
Wonderful,
yes.
Wonderful. And we are hearing that an army truck got into an accident in Santa today. Have you heard about that?
Not yet, sir. Not yet.
All right.
Not yes.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the call. Thank you for the call.
You're welcome.
Okay, let me just make one observation which I plan to, ladies and gentlemen. I saw that in this incident that took place in the BLM, we have learned that quite a number of civilians were in that military truck that was blown up in Libya. It beats my imagination. Again, it beats my imagination that civilians will be taking this, will be accompanying these trucks to anywhere. Again, it beats my imagination that civilians will be entering military trucks or boarding military trucks anywhere in Amazonia. Let me say this. Anything La République du Cameroon is a target. Anything La République du Cameroon in Amazonia is a target. And anyone in the habit of boarding or entering these military trucks, civilians entering these military trucks, you are considered blacklegs or enablers, because I don't understand how your people can be fighting and dying against that same target, and you are taking, you are boarding their trucks for whatever form of transportation that you want. So we are warning the people of Amazonia, stay away from Cameroon military trucks. Stay away from them, because when they are blown up, you will be blown up along those trucks and their soldiers. All right. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, Chris Anu.
Speaking, sir. You are live. Where are you calling from?
Calling from the UK.
From the UK. Okay. What is on your mind, sir?
Yes, what is on my mind is that all of you are motherfuckers.
I think you missed. Hold on there. Don't rush. I'm not going to drop you in spite of your foul language. Just hold on there.
Yeah.
Is that the way your mother brought you up? Is that the way your mother brought you up? All right. So we know how to handle such callers, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's see who else is writing to us. This one, a good evening. I'm writing from my 16 Boya. Thanks for a job well done. Please, ahead, till we reach Boya. Unity should be our watchword. Forget about those who claim what they never did. Thanks again, Comrade Chris. All right, thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So let's see who else is writing. Somebody writes, Bishop Nke intimates that schools must go back. Please try to clip his wings. Try to clip his wings. Please try to clip his wings by making sure that some of his secondary schools are shut down. All right. All right. Again, we are trying to find out which secondary schools are trying to hide their face in Amazonia. Let us know and we will go after them. This one writes, that is a game, sir. Paul Biya has arranged for his house of arrest. It's high game that they want to play. Okay. That is Ground Zero writing that the phone line is open. Go ahead and call. But that guy who is trying to call from London to insult, we have no respect for you here, sir. No, not the least. So don't waste your time trying to call again. Okay. Again, the phone line is open. The phone line is open. You go ahead and call. 3 minutes and I will call it a night. 3 minutes. So if you want to call, you go ahead and do that right now. Go ahead and do that right now. And while I wait for your call, again, I just like to remind you that ABS is launching the news segment of this, the daily news segment of this. We call it News Flash, but it's going to be in details, not news in summary, news in details, and that is coming up September the 15th. September the 15th. Again, we are streaming now on Twitter Live, YouTube Live, Facebook Live, Roku TV, live 24/7 on Roku TV, and of course satellite TV live 24/7. Please, I implore you to go on our YouTube page, click the subscribe button and subscribe. What is good with YouTube is that every time we are live, they will send you notification different from what Facebook has been doing. All right. Hello. Hello. All right, the caller drops. Ground Zero, another viewer from Ground Zero, right? Please advise teachers, for they are convincing them to enter military cars and telling them to stay in their camps. We'll talk about that. Okay. Hello. Hello. The quality of that call is very bad. I could barely hear the voice. All right. Please advise teachers, for they are convincing them to enter military cars, and they are telling them to stay in their camps and teach. I hear you. Well, I hope our teachers are listening. We will not encourage any teacher to board any military truck or vehicle to anywhere. You have to go anywhere, you better trek. You better trek, because everything La Republic of Cameroon Army is a target in our territory, in Amazonia. You saw what happened in the BLM. There were innocent, unarmed civilians in that military truck that was blown up. One of them died. I don't know what she was doing in there, but again, we are letting you all know, any Amazonian civilian seen in a military truck will be considered a black leg. All right. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Yeah, I can finally hear you now. Where are you calling from?
Yeah, Congress Chris, I'm calling from MD, Maryland.
Maryland. All right. And what is your contribution, sir?
Just to tell you that the person that called from London or wherever is from the BLM, but let him go and stay quiet. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Well, you know, not everybody from the BLM is a patriot, right? There are criminals among them who think that it is their way or the highway. Unfortunately, they will never call the shots. Amazonians will call the shots.
Yeah, you know, you are a man of the board, so you are a man of his word, and you stand by your word. You are doing your best. You know, people will never appreciate what you do, and people are there, they don't know what the Anglophons are going through.
Right.
I just think if they want to end this thing, I was talking to the other day, I said, they want to end this thing, just call the chiefs, this chief, so-called chief, just
correct.
Call yourself, call your so-called parliamentarian and your whatever, and people behind that. My people are dying. Just stop this thing. This thing will end the next day. Our children will go to school freely.
You are very correct. Just imagine, I was told just a few days ago, one of the BLM elite here in the diaspora called my own junior brother, was pleading to him to tell Chris, please tell Chris, we have only one minister in the BLM who is left in the Republic government. If schools do not start in the BLM, he is going to be fired. Guess who he was referring to? Referring to Paul Tarsum. So it was then it dawned upon me. So all this fight about schools opening in the BLM is to keep Paul Tarsum over there. For how long has he been there?
What is he doing there? The people of the BLM
he's swindled.
Exile that man,
right,
and put him. They call it the Fembo on top of that man, because he said the BLM people were used to stay in the forest. Right now, the BLM is in the forest.
Paul Tarsum and his colleagues swindled, just two of them swindled 125 or what is it, 145 million of the BLM money given from the colonial government, and these elites would not as much as care to question Paul Tarsum where the money went to, how it was used. But you see, they are fighting to get schools to start so that Paul Tasson can stay as a minister.
Do you want there, brother? Do you want there? Does the BLM even have a road?
Well, they couldn't start the schools, and they said the roads are not there. I don't know whether they have been planning for schools to go on for a full year and they didn't understand there are no roads. Is that what they want us to believe? They want us to believe they couldn't open City of Wisdom because there were no roads? They did not know that?
The BLM people have to fumble on top of that man's head so that at least the BLM people can be free, because he's the cause of the problem in the BLM.
Of course. All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the call. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think without any other call, I am going to call it a night here, and hope that Monday I will be back here. I'd like to thank all of you for tuning in and being part of the broadcast. I look forward, by God's grace, to coming back here to be with you all over again for another educating and informative broadcast. So again, remember, we are on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Roku TV, and satellite TV. Thank you for tuning in. Good night and God bless.